Okay, very good afternoon. Let's just hear the audios there. Right, good afternoon and good morning to you, Ed, in Brazil. This is ZA6YI. I think I might be a fraction early. Okay, that doesn't matter. I'm sure the guys have woken up to our signature tune. I'm just having a look that everything's going out on YouTube as well. It looks like it. So all good, and very good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all on frequency. This is ZA6YI from near Johannesburg. Just trying to get my ducks in a row. There was a hell of a lightning and thunderstorm about half an hour ago, so I unplugged everything and had to go and reset it. Anyway, we're back on frequency, and I've got Leslie ZU6IY. He's busy working on a hoverboard. Stripped the whole thing and got everything going, I hope. So we'll see that in a minute or two. Anyway, yeah, I just want to also thank the Qatar Satellite Company for allowing us the opportunity to have our amateur satellite on their commercial satellite. And that's very kind of them for many years so far. And without their help, this would not have been possible for the radio hams. So a great deal of gratitude goes to Qatar Satellite Company. And of course, a great deal of gratitude goes to AMSAT DL, who developed and designed the satellite, and also to the RSGB, as well as AMSAT UK, and of course, a very big thank you to the BATC, British Amateur Television Club. And hello to Frick, ZA6 Foxtrot Zulu. He's watching on YouTube. He says hi to everybody. And one of these days we hope to have Frick on our frequency as well. Right, let's just have a look, see who's on the list. I didn't see too many names. I must just change that, guys. Hang on. And there's the list. And we have, of course, myself, ZA6YI. Then we go all the way down to Brazil, Papa Yankee 2 Radio November. Hello, Ed. And thanks for updating the I had to wipe out things because I wasn't sure if you'd be on, just to make space, but I see you've done your normal. I need to figure out how to do it, and I don't watch you, then I don't waste your time. And hello to Paul, Papa Echo 1 Alpha Victor Papa in the Netherlands. Nice to see you on, Paul. Yeah, it looks like there are only the three of us at this moment, but we are a bit early, about a minute or so ahead of schedule. So we do hope more stations will come on. Anyway, it's been a very, very rainy week here in this part of the world. We had a massive thunderstorm yesterday. In fact, we had to stop the factory and send some of the people, well, 2 shifts home because the water just overflooded newly installed gutters and big, huge things. But this was just not enough to take the water away. So been fighting storms and goodness knows what. But anyway, that's South Africa. No one says it's easy. Right, Ed, if you will fire up your engines. I don't see anyone else on at the moment. So we'll just go over to you, Ed. Papa Yankee 2 Radio November. Let me just go back to the microphone here. To please take it from Zulu Sierra 6, Yankee India, near Johannesburg. Now I must just get my controller going. Sorry about that, Ed. Right, now I'm ready to run. Take it away, Ed, from ZA6YI. Ready to run.
Hello, Gary. Greetings. Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India. Also hello to Paul. Papa Echo 1 Alpha Victor Papa. Long time don't see Paul. Be glad to see you after some time. Hope everything okay. Gary, excellent transmission. No problem at all. Yeah, be careful with the thunderstorms there. Since the last time was kind of traumatic, you being off the air for several months, and I hope nothing happens there during those thunderstorms. Yeah, we are going, in our hemisphere, we are going to the summertime, and that's the time when the thunderstorm gets formed and strikes. We've been lucky here the past weeks. Not so many violent thunderstorms, thanks God. And actually today sunny, blue sky, and very hot. Temperature is about 29 Cs. It's been a nice day. I'll have very short list today. That is yourself, myself, Paul, and I see Bill, William. I see William, Papa Yankee 2 Golf November also joining the net. Thanks, William. Gonna be nice to see you. Few participants, but always very interesting. Our Sundays worldwide net. Um, just keep playing with the Adam Plutos here on my side, doing terrestrial contacts tests on few other bands like 23 centimeters, 13 centimeters. Uh, and actually, I'm at the moment I'm assembling like I couldn't say multi-band Pluto. It's gonna be only two bands, but actually it's gonna be a design like the one I'm gonna share the screen here. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. So where you can use one Pluto with in two or more bands. Secret for using that is using those those relays. The relay that comes immediately after Pluto can be those analog devices switch modules. They are cheap and they work fine. I just tested this module. Gonna show you. Yeah, I just tested this module on 2.4 gigahertz, and it gives me 40 dBs isolation between one port to the other. But on 2.4 gigahertz, it gives me about 1.5 dB loss. 1.5 dB loss. So that's something that you have to keep in mind when you're assembling this type of diagram utilize. And the top relays are regular coaxial relays. There are several brands and specifications. Those also you can easily find. It's not so expensive, and basically it's gonna be like that. But I'm using only for two bands at the moment. Like I show you, this relay here is just for two bands, two ports. So I'm gonna use this for 900 megahertz and 2.4 gigahertz. So obviously I use two, one on the Pluto TX port, the other one on the RX port, and control remotely. Yep, that's what I'm playing with lately. Nothing much. A few QSOs on the narrowband, very few, and the DATV basically only on Sundays with you guys, which is very nice. So I'll pass to Paul so he can tell us about the news from the Netherlands, and after you, Paul, please pass to William, Papa Yankee 2 Golf November. He's not my neighbor, but he's about what 220 kilometers far from me. So he's close, but not so close. So back to you, Paul. Papa Echo 1 Alpha Victor Papa. This is Papa Yankee 2 Radio November on the Sundays Worldwide DATV Net via Qatar Oscar 100.
Check audio. And that works. Well, perfect. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you watching the net at the moment from the Netherlands. As what you can see, my hair is still wet. Just came home after a long walk, took a shower. And I saw that only a few people were active on the net, so I thought, well, let's show my face. Gary, thanks for hosting. As usual again, that's really good because that brings continuation to the net. Well, I think, to be honest, that a lot of people won't be present this afternoon, also related to Max Verstappen, who is driving the Formula One. Where is it? In Abu Dhabi, I think. Well, I'm not interested at all, personally, but a lot of people really enjoy watching that. So that might be the reason why there are only a few participants. Good afternoon, Ed. Indeed, it's a long time ago, but I don't think that I caused it, because I was present, well, I think the last 4 nets or so. I don't know exactly. But does not matter. There we are again. That's good. And also, good afternoon, for you it's good morning to William, also in Brazil. William, I saw many transmissions already. That means test transmissions in the past, but we've never met. At least I cannot remember. Hello to you there from the Netherlands. Looking back at last week, first of all, there was a special event last week called Sinterklaas. And that's an event where, let's say, children in the family get a lot of presents. We were celebrating that yesterday, well, that took quite some time, but also made a lot of fun. Furthermore, I told that story already many times. I'm working on my 75 years old English car. It's an MG TD to be precise. We took out the engine and because there was an enormous, not a data leakage as what you were showing but it was an oil leakage at the main rear seal, and that was just due to the fact that I fitted it wrongly about, that must be over a year ago. But okay, we were able to recover that, so the oil leakage will be gone, and secondly, the oil pressure was also rather low, at least to our opinion, so we did measure the bearing play, but that was all within specifications, and made a slight change to the oil pump. And now, hopefully this week, we will be able to build it, to build the engine back in the car again. That would be great. Okay, furthermore, I thought let's heat up the soldering iron. I'm working on this tiny board. People who have a Winterhill receiver will recognize it. This is the power supply, the LNB power supply. And as an option, you can fit 2 of these power supplies to the Winterhill board. And yeah, since I also would like to use the Winterhill standalone, that means that it can power up the LNB itself, I thought let's assemble these power supply boards. So that work is ongoing, but yeah, that's well, not too complicated. Although it's rather small to solder this. So this is what I have been working on. Gary, yeah, the lightning storm. As what Ed said, you have bad memories on lightning storms. So hopefully this time, yeah, you talked about flooding of the factory. That's not nice either, of course, but hopefully nothing happens to your radio equipment. Okay. Yeah, Ed, I had a look at the diagram which you showed, and I do remember that must be a month ago that you did show the same diagram. And it's really a nice setup to use the add-on Pluto in a multiband transceiver with the switches. Yeah, looking at the performance of the switches, that is good enough, I would say. The attenuation of 1.5 dB at that specific place is not too bad. If your low noise block for each of the bands, that means the receiver front end has a sufficient gain, then you simply won't notice the 1.5 dB whatsoever. And at the TX side, well, 1.5 dB extra gain is no problem either. So, well, that's really a good performance of those switches, Ed. The isolation of 40 dBs, that is not so much. But again, at the receiver side, when you switch off the preamplifier, then that's no problem either. So that can be used. I do not know whether you have experience already at 1 or 2 of the bands that you were talking about. And I assume that you are using SDR console together with your let's say multiband transceiver setup. But at least really interesting what you're doing, Ed. Okay, furthermore, no news from the Netherlands. I've shown my face. I will hand over to William, Papa Yankee 2, Golf November, from Papa Echo number 1 Alpha Victor Papa.
William, I don't know what's happened to my end. William, I don't, but I did not, unfortunately, get you. Papa Yankee 2 Golf November. I don't know if the other fellows managed to see you, but I didn't. Unfortunately, it would have loved to have made our first contact, but I'm sure you'll get things going in no time. I also just want to say hi to Peter Rudolph. He's always on frequency. As they say in Afrikaans, a start marker from Germany. That is Delta Kilo 3 Zulu Foxtrot. And then also to Stuart Clark. How's it, Stuart? ZR1 Whiskey Tango. Nice to have you on again, Stuart. And yeah, Natalie did send regards when she was here, as you know. And then I've got Nigel, Mike 9 November Tango Romeo. Mike 9 November Tango Romeo. Hi there to you, Nigel. And then let me just see, who's this? Golf 8 Papa Quebec Hotel. ZD6YI, yeah. Not QRV yet. Okay, Frank. And hope you're well. And I haven't heard you for a while, but not that long. Anyway, I wonder, Ed, before you take it, shall we try and give William another go? Or, yeah, let's do that. You give a break. And I couldn't receive him for some unknown reason. He was a low FEC, but I should normally easily get that going. So let's go to you, William, again, and failing which, to you, Ed, and even Leslie sitting next to me. That's Zulu Uniform 6 India Yankee. He had a smile at your data link. Data leak. That was excellent. So let's see, William, give it another bash. Papa Yankee 2 Golf November to please take it from ZA6YI, standing by.
Okay, sorry guys. Let me check. Sorry guys. I would like to excuse myself. Something went wrong here and I was unable to send audio and video. Now it seems to work again, okay? So hello Gary, nice to see you here. I have been watching you many times. I like the way you use DATV. Congratulations. I saw your grandchildren together with you already. Say hello to the boy, okay? Ed, my pleasure to see you here, my neighbor, my 200 kilometers neighbor, okay? And Paul, Papa Echo 1 AVP. I don't know if we had a contact before. Anyway, it's my pleasure to say hello to you, okay? As you can see, you have a lot of hair. I don't, sorry. I see a lot of equipment with you there. It's marvelous, your playground, okay? Anyway, for those that don't know me, I am living here 200 kilometers west from São Paulo. I have been working as an executive slave during many years, and in 2011 I went to the farm here. I decided to leave the technology I worked many years for a German company and also a Belgium company from Kortrijk in Belgium. And my father is German. My mother is from Ghent, Belgium. And I have been born here, but I am also German. Okay? I am now in my iron box. It's a container. It was a X3G container used for mobile phones. I bought a complete Unity several years ago when it was scrapped by the Nextel company. And here I have some equipment, some servers, especially for web SDR and meteor watching. Okay, I am a feeder for the observers and for the scientists that uses information from the orbits, the sun orbits of meteors and other stuff also. Okay, I like also astronomy, like a little bit electronic and meteorological balloons and also SDR radios. Okay, Pardinho is located in a top plane. It's about a 1,000 meter altitude, and here we have very good reception for HF and also for VHF and high bands. Okay, that's it. So I will pass the microphone to Ed, my friend. We are setting up here another web SDR for 1.3 gigahertz, and Ed is sending me some antennas to to have better reception here. Okay, so Ed, Papa Yankee 2 Romeo November, back to you. My pleasure to see you here on the HTV, and sorry for my turbulence entry. Okay, and so
some confusion with the mouse here. Instead of pressing on OBS, I just pressed the DATV Red RF off. So as you see, William, everybody here is in the same boat. Yeah, those things can happen to anyone. But nice to see you. Papa Yankee 2 Golf November, good transmission, good image, and I'm glad to see a German guy joining the net, because usually they don't join. I don't know why, but you as a German living here in Brazil is joining the net, so it's good. I'm glad with that. All right, fantastic, very good. Say hello to Leslie. I watched your movie inside the helicopter the other day, and tell you, just for watching the video here, I felt all the flies in my stomach. Very, very courageous. I don't think I would survive with that trip inside the helicopter, Leslie. Very, very nice. The military show that you showed, Gary showed last Sunday. I wasn't transmitting on the net, but I was listening to it. Very, very interesting. Excellent. Yeah, William has I think it's the most populated and most used web SDR here in Latin America is William is the responsible for that, helping I would say helping hundreds of ham radio to get some reception possibility. Besides all the testing like we are doing here on the higher frequencies, 1.2 gigahertz, and maybe others. So it's a great tool to test everything, and also it's I would say, you know, a definitive tool for people that lives in the noise cities and places where you are not able to receive mainly the HF bands. William does this, I would say, this public service through many amateur radios that they're gonna be able to get their reception back on HF and other bands. That's really nice. Thank you for that, William. Paul, I hope you have success on your car from England. I don't know exactly which car is that. Maybe you said before, but I didn't get what is the car, and you fix all the oil leakage and problems there. So maybe you can show us the car working. So good luck on that. Regarding the you know, the small relay, the solid state relay, yeah, I think it's gonna be okay. Let's test. That's actually the main objective for all this test is for these constructions on with the Pluto, and I say to test antennas, preamps, and relays, and etc. It's been very nice, and I tell you more. I mean, there is one of the guys. He got that new Icon IC905, which has you know, all those bands, 1.2, 2.4, 5.6, and he, according to him, I mean, that was not a very scientific test, but you know, day by day listening between the Pluto, because he has both. He tested Pluto and this Icon IC905. He didn't notice huge difference. I mean, I would say he mentioned that it's the same, and the Pluto sometimes have some advantage on the IC905. So it's not bad idea to use the Plutos on those high frequencies on you know, 1.2, 2.4, 3.4. 3.4 is another band that's we're gonna test. Very curious about 3.4. What should we expect there? I don't even received anything on 3.4 yet, but I'm very curious to test that band. Yeah, let's test it while we have them, because you know, frequency, RF frequencies now is like the new petroleum, the new oil. So it's becoming, you know, very valuable. So let's test while we still have them. All right then. It was great. So I pass back to you, Paul. Papa Echo 1 Alpha Victor Papa. And after that, maybe you get well, yeah, we can follow the list. You can pass back to William, and then Gary to close the net. Very short net today. It's only 35 minutes of net. But anyways, always great to see you guys here. And Paul, you're right. I've been not very present here on the transmission side on the DATV net, but usually I do watch every Sunday, but sometimes you know, I have some other things here on the QTH. I'm not able to transmit, but you know, always receiving. And you mentioned about the winter hill and the little board to feed the LNB. That remembers me. I do have a winter hill board here. And I have the tuners as well, and that's it's in the to-do list. So today I'm using forget the name, the Pico tuner. I'm using the Pico tuner, which is working perfectly. The Pico tuner here actually stays on 24/7, and it's been like that for more than 1 year, I believe. And it really works. And Pico tuner, I can tune two channels at the same time, which is perfect. But the winter he'll give more possibilities, and yeah, I do have the board, and just a matter of getting all the components and starting this project. Just need to get some time to do that. So Papa Echo 1 Alpha Victor Papa, sending to you from Papa Yankee 2 Radio November. Back to you, Paul.
Yeah, it should work again. Yeah, really great. And Gary, Ed, and William. Yeah, first of all, I also want to say hello to Leslie. Just like Ed did, I also watched the video, you flying the new chopper. Yeah, that's really great, of course, to see you doing that at your age. You can be proud. It's, yeah, really, really great. And William, yeah, again, for me, good afternoon. For you, good morning, I think, in Brazil. Indeed, it's the first time that we talk to each other and that we see each other. But as what I said before, I saw many test transmissions from you. Yeah, in the beginning, I still had some problems in receiving you, but later on, your signal became stable. And it was no problem whatsoever anymore to see you and to hear you. Yes, William. Let's present myself shortly then. As what I said, the name is Paul. I am living in a small village, Limmen. That's about, let's say, 30 kilometers northwest of Amsterdam in the Netherlands, near the North Sea coast. And yeah, I did receive my license in '74. That's a long time ago. Yeah, I've been almost all the time active, but during my professional career I was less active, I can say. But I'm retired now for about 3 years, and that was the moment at which I thought, let's build some equipment for QO-100. And the DATV setup is now live for, I think, 2 years. Yeah, something like that. As what I said, it's homemade, and I really did enjoy that to build the equipment. You said that you've worked for a German and Belgian company, and that you're German. And then the question, of course, is, do you also speak German? Yeah, because what Ed said, there are nearly no German stations ever coming to the network, and that's a bit a pity. We should invite them, and the best way to do it, that's in their own language. If you are going to talk German, I will do too. Okay, yeah, and then you talked about your hobbies, William, and that is very familiar. We are not only radio amateurs, but in general, a lot of radio amateurs have a very, very wide interest, and I hear the same with you. That is great. You were talking about SDR radio and the web SDR. Yeah, that means Ed added the web SDR. Yeah, I said I'm living in a small village, but okay, still the area is rather congested, and that means that there's a lot of noise and disturbance, especially at the HF bands. And in the Netherlands, we are using a web SDR called Maasbree. And if I want to receive, yeah, I can say nearly anything at 80 or 20 meters, then I'm using Maasbree. That really works perfect. That's a web SDR which is built, in the middle of nowhere. It's really rural, and there the noise level still is low. So that enables you to listen at the HF bands. Okay, then you were talking about the ICOM 905, and that's really beautiful equipment. It's rather expensive still, and it even has a 10 gigahertz radio unit, which can be added as an option, at least to my opinion. But if you say that there is nearly no difference between the Pluto setup and the ICOM, I still prefer the Pluto, because that is something that you have to build yourself, isn't it? Yeah. If I don't know what to do, Ed and William and Gary, then I can also try to build such a multi-band SHF radio. That's great. Yeah, you were also talking about 3.4 gigahertz, 9 centimeters. Actually, I have a small power amplifier being able to deliver 40 watts on that band. So that was also at the back of my mind to build equipment for that, but I do not know whether there's any activity here. Indeed, frequency spectrum, it's gold. Not only for radio amateurs, but also for other businesses, I could say. So that means that frequency bands are a danger. They are most valuable, that's right. And then as a last point, the Winterhill receiver, actually I like that thing. I built it I think a year ago, and it's really easy to connect it to the local network and watch 4 channels in parallel via your home local network. So I honestly do enjoy that receiver a lot. In addition to it, I have the, let's say, regular receivers. I own 5 of them in total. So it is no problem to watch more than one channel on QO-100. Oh yeah, and there's something which I need to add. I did some tests quite recently with Simon's new software package, SDR Television. And I must say that also, from a receiver perspective, Simon's software package really performs well. I've seen some people complaining about the receiver sensitivity together with SDR television, but personally I cannot complain about that. It really works fine. So if you don't know what to do, you could also give that a try. Really makes fun, I can say. Well, that's it at the moment. I hand over back to Gary and Leslie again, and I think this was my last transmission. Wish you all the best already to all people who are watching, and we will meet next time.
Okay, yeah, I missed around actually. So let's see if this thing locks. Right, all good, all good. William, fantastic to see you. Welcome aboard. Lovely, lovely to have you on frequency. And I hope it's going to be the first of many. Yes, Ed was telling us about your SDR receivers a couple of weeks back. So it's nice to meet you. And I'm running the old Dave Larson. He passed away, a good friend. ZS6 Delta November. I run his beacon, and it's running 24 hours a day. And it's getting good results all over the place. We have a report every morning, my time. If it's a winter, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. And in the summer, I get the report from Canada at 4 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, it's doing quite well these days, and not a fancy thing. We all try and standardize so that we can get a proper idea of what's happening around the ionospheric conditions on different bands. But Ed, to come back to you, fantastic work on that Pluto. I like what you're doing there. And yeah, that ICOM 905 is a lovely unit, but I don't know if it's worth it. You know, in South Africa, we are so far away from other radio amateurs that are interested in DATV. At one stage, way back, when my son Quentin first, well, he came on the air when he was still at school, but when he came back from Australia, he brought us 2 kits, and we went on 1296 on DATV, but of course all analog those days. But it was fun. I just want to say hi to Charlie Pretorius. Greetings, Charlie. ZS6 Charlie Romeo. And of course, Frank, he's now moved QTH. He's into a new QTH. So I hope you get the dishes and all that type of thing up quite quickly there, Frank. Been lovely to see you from the new setup. And once again, congratulations on that. And just to remind, there's ZS6 Foxtrot Zulu. He always watches. And old friend of mine. And then of Peter Rudolph. That's a DK3 Zulu Fox. And then Stuart also comes up quite often. I know Stuart very well from many years ago, as well as Frick, ZS6FZ. And I have met Charlie. In fact, I think I was at one of their meetings not long ago. So there we go. But William, that last over was superb. Good audio, good video, absolutely no problem to copy you at all. So well done on that one. And yeah, you know, when you do DATV, you can be sure that you're going to meet Mr. Murphy. And you know Murphy's law, if a thing can go wrong, it will. Or alternatively, if you put in a fuse in a circuit to protect the transistor will blow to protect the fuse. So that's Murphy's law. Funny enough, my uncle started what they call NOSA, National Occupational Safety Association, in South Africa. And Mr. Murphy, the one that the laws are all behind, actually spent a few weeks at his QTH in Pretoria, giving him advice and assisting him in getting NOSA off the ground. So he got to know him firsthand. And unfortunately, my uncle, he passed away 3 weeks after he turned 90, but he had been retired for a number of years, about 25 years or so, but more maybe. But anyway, that was always the story I carry around, how he knew Mr. Murphy. But yeah, they've done a lot of good work in keeping the, shall we say, the work environment safer than what it was. That's how my uncle came upon the idea. And that was, he was a rep doing something with sawmills, and he saw how dangerous it was. Electrical cords hanging over the place, the guy running a big blade saw, circular saw, and he thought, "Oh no, man, there must be some form of protection around this. This is going to be madness, killing people." And so he started the National Occupational Safety Association in South Africa. And yeah, they got big awards, and many people bought in. Hey, this is Leslie bumping my chair here. Many people bought into the concept, and I think it was a good thing. Could have been a bit onerous because, you know, like any other thing, the inspectors go overboard. You know, we've just had a new ISO audit. Hell, they can split hairs and then split them again. But anyway, they have to find something. Otherwise, they're not doing their work, they claim. Right, with that, I'm going to pass it to you, William, if you can get started, and then we'll make this the final round. You can pass it back to Ed, and cheerio to Papa Echo 1 Victor Papa. And I certainly hope you get that car sorted. At least it's through the test. That's the main thing. And now to sort out the other little odds and ends. Well, that's a nice hobby. And we all have multiple different hobbies, don't we? But I'll tell you, amateur radio has a lot of hobbies in one. If you think about it, if you look at the antenna constructions, that's mechanical. Building towers is mechanical. Hoisting them up and down. Sometimes you use hydraulics. So there's a lot to be said about amateur radio. It opens up many different disciplines of science to one, and I think that's what makes it such an intriguing and nice hobby. Right, so William, I think I've given you enough time to start up your engines, if you don't mind, and let's see what you've got to tell us. Papa Yankee 2. Oh, William's gone off. Oh dear. Paul, if William does, no, there he is, second, I see how it's worked. Papa Yankee 2, Golf November. I can see Ed's just shuffled the sequence around a bit. Papa Yankee 2, Golf November, to please take it. From Zulu Sierra 6, Yankee India.
Okay. Hope it's working now. Very nice copy, Paul, Gary, and Ed. Gary, thank you for the explanation from Mr. Murphy, okay? Mr. Murphy is doing a big job here, okay? Every day, every time, okay? Every time that I connect a USB connector, I have to turn it around, okay? Everything. And Murphy is making me crazy sometimes, okay? But it's my pleasure to talk to you. And so, Paul, für mich ist es eine große Gelegenheit, ein bisschen Deutsch zu sprechen hier, ne? Ich bin Brasilianer, aber ich bin auch Deutsch, ne? Meine Familie kommt aus Stommel, in die Nähe von Köln, Köln am Rhein, okay? And so let's go back to English, not to disturb the round. So the Masbre web SDR I know very well. I have been reading all the papers that they are giving for us free. Very nice, high technology implemented there. And perhaps one day I will have something like the Maspri has done there, okay? The people involved there is good engineers, good technicians, and here in Pardinho, I am almost alone. I have some friends that helps a little bit, but the heavy duty work I have to do myself. I have to study a little bit HTML, Linux, and so on. Okay. Ed, everything is okay. I have to go now. I have visits here, and it's almost time to lunch. And I wish you all of you a very pleasant Sunday, and hope to meet you many times again on the band. Okay? So back to you, Ed. Go ahead.
Okay, prima. Alles gut, William. Very nice, guys. That's that I just told you guys all my German vocabulary. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Hey, Gary, I'm surprised that your uncle went too far, up to 90 years old, knowing Mr. Murphy in person. I'm sorry about the joke, because, you know, it's like William said, I mean, Murphy's always present with us. Yeah, the USB connector is a very classical example. You always have to move 3 times the USB connector. You do this, it will not fit. you do this, you're not fit. And only on the third time, the USB connector will go through. That's, that's Murphy working. But that was nice, guys. Still a few words about the Icon IC905. What this guy told me, that also my opinion about this Icon 905, and also I see many posts from Japanese amateur radio stations. They use that rig mainly for portable operations, which is, I think, very convenient. That unit to work on portable operations and on top of hills. And I see those Japanese stations going on the top of a hill when they have those monasteries and so beautiful places there in Japan. They go very high and make contacts in the higher, in the SHF and higher frequencies. That's, I think, the most useful application for that rig of portable operations. That the same. I share the same opinion of this guy that has this equipment with him, and for our day-to-day tests in the house, in the QTH base station, I think the Pluto is great. It's really great. Obviously, that demands a little bit of dedication, search and stuff. It's not like a turnkey solution. You have to, you have to search, you have to test, mainly test. Before I do those boxes and I put everything inside, but before doing that, I test every single component, PA, preamp, Pluto, etc., before going up to the roof. Even though when you test everything on the bench, everything works, even though you take to the roof and something happens. Murphy's there on the roof and make his actions there. So you bring back everything back to the bench and start all over. And yeah, it's it. Yeah, and Paul, that's correct. I'm using SDR console to work on those. And as a matter of fact, some guys are buying those Pluto Plus, that black box Pluto Plus, which has, I think, nowadays it has 2 different versions, and they are getting lots of troubles with those. Lots of troubles. Well, I will not describe here because I'm going to stay for a long time describing all the problems that those guys are facing with those Pluto Plus. They are currently receiving from China, but they are very problematic. All right, guys, nice to see you all. Have a great week, and hope to see you all next Sunday. Thanks a lot for the QSO, and all the best. 73, back to you, Paul. Papa Alpha 1 Alpha Victor Papa Yankee 2 Radio November. Bye bye, Gary. Bye bye, William. Bye bye, Paul. 73 to all.
Check audio. I am always checking my audio before I start my transmission. Hope you don't mind. But I think it's a good thing because I've been listening so often to people who had no audio. And that's a bit annoying. Okay, yeah, first of all, I have to apologize to William because I should have handed over to him instead to Gary. That's what we agreed, but I didn't. I handed over to Gary again. Yeah, sometimes that happens, William. I promised. Ich versuche es mal auf Deutsch. Vielleicht können wir andere Leute einladen, die auch Deutsch reden. Es würde wirklich schön sein, so Funkamateure aus Deutschland und auch Funkamateure aus Österreich. Sie sind herzlich eingeladen zum Netz und vielleicht können wir dann auch hier einmal QSO fahren. Ja. back to English. It was an invitation to the people from Germany also to participate in the net. That really would be great. At least we have Paul in Austria, but Paul, yeah, he's not a real German guy or an Austrian guy. He comes from England. We haven't seen him, by the way, for quite some time because he was in hospital. But well, hopefully he is doing fine at the moment. Okay. Since it's at the end of this net, I will not make it too long anymore. Yeah, Maasbree, that's really a wonderful web SDR, and I completely understand, William, the problem that you were talking about. It's always difficult to do it completely on your own. But yeah, in Maasbree there seems to be some people who really contribute to a good technical solution. It's a great web SDR. Lunchtime. Oh yeah, that's well, it's nearly dinner time here. Doesn't matter. And then for Ed in your third over. Oh yeah, your question was what car is it? It is an MG Mike Golf, and the type number is TD Tango Delta. So if you search at the net, you will find it. The one which I have was produced in 1950, but it's a pre-war yeah, development, you can say. Yeah, I could never guess that I had to spend that much time in that car, but yeah, it will be nearly finished now. When I did complete the engine and it was built back into the car, I can say that the car is nearly finished. So that was quite a job. Okay, then as you were talking about the Adam Pluto, what I understood is that the original Adam Pluto is no longer being produced. That's a bit a pity, but it can be completely understood. So we are more or less dependent on what's being produced in China. Personally, I bought 1.5 years ago yeah, a Pluto clone. It's called the Zinc SDR. And well, I must say that I cannot complain about it. The only problem that I have with that unit, and it might be solved in the time in between, but there is a mistake made in the printed circuit board, and that means that the attenuation between the output of the Adam no, it's an analog devices chipset, of course. Yeah, that the attenuation between the TX connector and the chipset, that attenuation is far too much. It must be over 20 dBs. So you have to solder a short coaxial cable inside the unit, and then you will have sufficient output at the output of the unit. But furthermore, it works fine, and perhaps I even prefer that unit because it's in an aluminium enclosure. That's good compared to the Pluto, and also the Xilinx processor is also a processor with higher capacity. So yeah, I enjoy that radio. That's it. Yeah, this was my third round. I will go downstairs. I did enjoy the net. It was also really fun to see you all again. And hopefully we will meet soon again in the net at QO-100. I hand over back to William now. Yeah, let's follow that round. Although you changed it again. Now I have to hand over to Gary. Oh dear, it's going to be complex. Gary, I hand over back to you now. From Papa Echo number 1 Alpha Victor Papa.
Okay, Paul, no train smash. These things happen in life. I just see Frick ZS6FZ. He, for whatever reason, lost the YouTube channel. And he got me on WhatsApp. He says he can't see us anymore. Are we still on? I said, yeah, how about just clicking back on the net? Which he did do. You see, so Murphy's messing us all around today. Anyway, all good. I'm going to take this opportunity of wishing everybody on frequency a very happy week. And to William, who's got guests coming and also about to go to lunch, we wish you well and we look forward to the next time for sure. For sure we do. Look forward to the next time. And yeah, Ed, old Murphy, he doesn't sleep. Eh? He's certainly left us with a legacy of note, hasn't he? 7-3 to you, Ed, 7-3 to you, Paul, and to all the guys on frequency. We had 41 viewers, 13 concurrent. Not bad for a small net today. And this is ZS6YI, thus closing station and bidding everybody on frequency a happy week, and hopefully we see you next week from ZS6 Yankee India near Johannesburg, saying 7-3.